10 Most Ruthless Female Narcos. Throughout history, there have been several notorious female figures involved in the world of drug trafficking and organized crime. Here are 10 of the most ruthless female narcos. At number 1. Griselda Blanco. Griselda Blanco, also known as the Black Widow or the Queen of Cocaine, was one of the most notorious female narcos in history. Born in Colombia in 1943, Blanco rose to power during the 1970s and 1980s as a key figure in the Medellin cartel, headed by Pablo Escobar. She gained a fearsome reputation for her ruthless and violent tactics in the drug trade. Blanco was involved in trafficking large quantities of cocaine into the United States, particularly Miami, during the height of the drug wars. What made Blanco particularly infamous were her methods. She was reportedly involved in numerous murders and was known for her cold and calculating nature. Her ruthlessness extended not only to rival drug traffickers but also to those within her own organization, as she eliminated anyone perceived as a threat without hesitation. Blanco's criminal activities included orchestrating drug deals, money laundering, and being directly involved in the violence that plagued the drug trade in Miami. Despite her notoriety, she was finally arrested in 1985 by authorities in the United States and later sentenced to prison. Griselda Blanco's life and criminal exploits were the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and TV series due to the audacity of her actions and her significant impact on the drug trade during her reign. She remains a legendary and infamous figure in the world of organized crime. Blanco was killed in Colombia in 2012. At number 2. Sandra Avila Beltrán. Sandra Avila Beltrán, often referred to as the Queen of the Pacific, gained notoriety for her involvement in Mexico's drug trade, particularly with the Sinaloa Cartel. Born into a family with connections to drug trafficking, Beltrán became a prominent figure known for her connections and strategic involvement in the trade. She earned the moniker Queen of the Pacific due to her involvement in coordinating large drug shipments, especially of cocaine, from South America to Mexico and eventually into the United States. Her connections and influence within the Sinaloa Cartel granted her significant power and authority within the organization. Beltrán was known for her ability to navigate through the male-dominated world of drug trafficking and for maintaining a low profile, which allowed her to avoid capture for an extended period. Her connections to high-ranking members of cartels and her strategic role in coordinating drug shipments contributed to her notoriety. However, in 2007, Beltrán was arrested by Mexican authorities on charges of organized crime and drug trafficking. She was extradited to the United States, where she faced federal charges related to drug trafficking. In 2013, she pleaded guilty to being an accessory after the fact in an organization that trafficked drugs. She served time in prison before being released in 2020 after completing her sentence. Beltrán's story captured public attention due to her gender, her involvement in a high-profile cartel, and her nickname, which emphasized her significant role in the drug trade. Her life and experiences have been the subject of media attention and portrayals in documentaries and films exploring the complexities of the world of narcotics and organized crime. At number 3. Enedina Arellano Félix. Enedina Arellano Félix is a notorious figure in the world of drug trafficking, particularly associated with the infamous Ariano Félix drug cartel in Mexico. She gained prominence as one of the first women to take on a significant leadership role within a major drug cartel. Enedina was part of the Ariano Félix family, which operated one of Mexico's most powerful and violent drug trafficking organizations. Following the arrest or death of several male family members involved in the cartel, Enedina stepped into a leadership role. She was believed to oversee the cartel's financial operations and manage its business aspects, including money laundering and international drug trafficking. Known for her shrewdness and ability to operate discreetly, Enedina managed to evade capture for an extended period, allowing her to maintain a low profile while wielding considerable influence within the cartel. Though there is limited public information available about her specific involvement or direct actions in the cartel's criminal activities, Enedina Arellano Félix's role in managing the financial aspects and her reputed leadership within the organization solidified her reputation within the world of drug trafficking. The Ariano Félix cartel was notorious for its violent tactics, including assassinations, turf wars, and trafficking large amounts of drugs, predominantly cocaine, into the United States. Enedina Arellano Félix's story highlights the significant role women played in the leadership and operations of powerful drug cartels, challenging the traditional notion of these criminal enterprises as male-dominated. However, details about her specific involvement and current status may not be widely available due to the secretive nature of cartel operations and her efforts to maintain a low profile within the criminal underworld. At number 4. Maria Licciardi. Maria Licciardi is a prominent figure associated with the Camorra crime syndicate in Naples, Italy. She was a powerful and ruthless female figure within the organization, playing a significant role in criminal activities such as drug trafficking, extortion, and other illicit enterprises. As a member of the Camorra, one of Italy's oldest and most powerful criminal organizations, Licciardi belonged to the notorious Licciardi clan. Maria, along with her brothers and other family members, wielded considerable influence and controlled various criminal operations in Naples and surrounding areas. Her notoriety stemmed from her involvement in directing the clan's criminal activities, including drug trafficking, extortion rackets, and other illicit enterprises. The Licciardi clan had a stronghold in the illegal drug trade, particularly cocaine trafficking. Maria Licciardi's leadership within the Camorra was characterized by her assertiveness and strategic acumen, enabling her to maintain control over the clan's criminal empire. Her influence extended beyond merely participating in criminal activities, as she was known for making critical decisions and overseeing operations within the organization. Authorities pursued Licciardi for her involvement in organized crime, and in 2001, she was arrested and subsequently sentenced to prison. Her arrest significantly disrupted the activities of the Licciardi clan and dealt a blow to the Camorra's operations in the Naples region. Maria Licciardi's story reflects the significant role that women have played in criminal organizations, demonstrating their capability to hold positions of power and authority within the hierarchy of powerful crime syndicates like the Camorra in Italy. At number 5. Claudia Ooa Felix. Claudia Ooa Felix was a woman who gained media attention due to her alleged involvement with the Sinaloa Cartel in Mexico. While there were widespread rumors and speculation surrounding her ties to the cartel, her actual role within the organization remains a subject of debate. Felix earned the nickname the Empress of Anthrax, a term derived from the name of a group associated with the Sinaloa Cartel known for their violent tactics and enforcement of the cartel's interests. Her prominence on social media platforms, where she posted pictures flaunting a lavish lifestyle, often surrounded by luxury cars and weapons, contributed to the public's fascination with her alleged ties to organized crime. Her online presence and the sensationalized reports in the media fueled speculation about her involvement with the Sinaloa Cartel. However, it's crucial to note that official confirmation of her direct involvement or position within the cartel was never firmly established. Some reports suggested that her association with the cartel might have been due to her personal relationships rather than a direct operational role within the criminal organization. Claudia Ooa Felix's life and the speculation surrounding her involvement with the Sinaloa Cartel illustrate the intersection of social media, public fascination with criminal figures, and the difficulty in verifying the accuracy of such claims without concrete evidence or official confirmation from authorities. Unfortunately, Felix passed away in 2019, and the details regarding her alleged involvement in the cartel remain largely unresolved. At number 6. Jemer Thompson. Jemer Thompson, also known as Queen Pin, was a notorious female drug dealer in the United States during the 1980s. She gained notoriety for her involvement in the Los Angeles crack cocaine trade, controlling a significant portion of the drug market in the area. Thompson rose to prominence within the drug trade, becoming a key figure in the distribution and sale of crack cocaine. She was known for her business savvy, establishing a successful drug operation that supplied crack cocaine to various neighborhoods in Los Angeles. However, her reign as a drug queenpin came to an end when she was arrested in 1993. Thompson was subsequently convicted on federal drug charges, including conspiracy to distribute cocaine, and was sentenced to a lengthy prison term. During her incarceration, Thompson underwent a transformation and publicly renounced her involvement in the drug trade. After serving her sentence, she became an advocate against drug addiction, sharing her experiences and working to discourage others from following a similar path. Jemer Thompson's story is often cited as an example of someone who rose to power within the drug trade but ultimately faced the consequences of her actions. Her transition from a notorious drug dealer to an advocate against drug addiction has been the subject of media interest and has provided insights into the complexities of the drug trade and its impact on individuals and communities. At number 7. Judy Moran. Judy Moran was an Australian criminal associated with the Melbourne gangland killings and the Moran crime family. She gained notoriety for her involvement in organized crime, including drug trafficking and her association with the underworld in Melbourne. Moran was married to Louis Moran, a key figure in Melbourne's criminal underworld, and had ties to the Moran family, known for its involvement in various illegal activities, including drug trafficking, extortion, and organized crime. She became more widely known due to her familial connections and her alleged involvement in criminal activities. Moran was linked to the Melbourne Gangland Wars, a series of violent conflicts between rival underworld factions that resulted in numerous killings in the early 2000s. In 2009, Judy Moran was convicted of orchestrating the murder of her brother-in-law, Des Moran, who was part of the Moran crime family. She was found guilty of conspiracy to murder and was sentenced to life imprisonment. Her involvement in organized crime, particularly within the Moran crime family, and her subsequent conviction for her role in a high-profile murder case cemented her reputation as a figure associated with the ruthless and violent aspects of Melbourne's underworld. Judy Moran's life and criminal activities were part of the broader narrative surrounding the Melbourne Gangland Wars, shedding light on the complexities and violence within organized crime in Australia during that period. Her story has been a subject of media coverage and interest in the dynamics of criminal enterprises and their impact on society. Moran passed away in prison in 2020. At number 8. Oma Nelson. Oma Nelson, while not primarily associated with drug trafficking or narcotics, gained notoriety due to her gruesome crimes. Born in Egypt, Nelson moved to the United States and became known for a particularly disturbing murder case in 1991. In what became a sensationalized and highly publicized case, Nelson murdered her husband, William Nelson, and dismembered his body. She was accused of killing him in their Costa Mesa, California, apartment, then dismembering his corpse and cooking parts of his body. The details of the crime shocked the public and the media due to their gruesome nature. Nelson's actions were considered particularly heinous and gained widespread attention, leading to her arrest and subsequent trial. During her trial, Nelson claimed she had suffered from abuse and cited self-defense as the reason for her husband's death. However, the prosecution argued against this, stating that the murder was premeditated and not an act of self-defense. Nelson was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to life imprisonment. Oma Nelson's case remains infamous due to the brutality of the crime and the shocking details surrounding the murder and subsequent dismemberment of her husband. The case drew significant media attention and fascination with the psyche and motivations behind such extreme acts of violence. At number 9. Thelma Wright. Thelma Wright was a former American drug dealer known for her involvement in the Philadelphia drug trade during the 1980s. She gained notoriety as a prominent figure in the drug underworld, particularly in the cocaine trade. Wright became a significant player in the drug trafficking scene, operating in Philadelphia and controlling a considerable portion of the cocaine distribution network. She was known for her shrewd business tactics and her ability to navigate the dangerous and competitive world of drug dealing. During her time as a drug dealer, Thelma Wright was associated with powerful figures in the drug trade and operated a lucrative business that supplied cocaine to various parts of the city. Her involvement in the drug trade and her rise to prominence made her a notable figure within Philadelphia's criminal underworld. However, Wright eventually decided to leave the drug trade behind and pursue a different path. After her retirement from drug dealing, she became an author and motivational speaker, sharing her experiences and speaking out against the dangers of drug involvement. Wright's transformation from a prominent drug dealer to an advocate against drug addiction and criminality has been a significant aspect of her life story. Her experiences shed light on the complexities of the drug trade and the challenges faced by those involved in illegal activities, as well as the possibility of redemption and change. Thelma Wright's story has been an inspiration to many, illustrating the possibility of turning away from a life of crime and using past experiences to positively impact others. At number 10. Melissa Calderon. There wasn't any widely reported or known figure named Melissa Calderon, specifically known as a ruthless female narco. It's important to note that the world of narcotics and illegal activities often involves individuals whose identities might be obscured or whose stories might not be widely covered in mainstream media. There are many instances where individuals involved in illegal activities, especially in the narcotics trade, might not have substantial public information available about them due to the clandestine nature of their operations. If Melissa Calderon is a character in a show, movie, book, or a figure known within a specific community but not widely covered by major media outlets, it might be challenging to find detailed or accurate information about her online or through conventional sources. Please note that in some cases, stories or portrayals in media can blend elements of reality and fiction for dramatic effect, so details about such individuals might not always be entirely accurate or may be exaggerated for storytelling purposes. These women gain notoriety for their involvement in drug trafficking and organized crime, showcasing their ruthlessness and significant roles within criminal organizations.